From the Pep Radio Newsroom, these are the stories we are covering at this hour. The U.S. Senate has voted 85 to 14 to pass the National Defense Authorization Act, an $895.2 billion military bill containing a provision to restrict gender affirming care for trans children covered by Tricare, the military's medical insurance. Both Pennsylvania Senators Bob Casey and John Fetterman voted in favor of the bill. Lesbian Senator Tammy Baldwin from Wisconsin, who unsuccessfully tried to get the provision removed, said that Republicans had, quote, broken and poisoned the final bill with the provision. The NDAA contains a provision banning any medical treatment for gender dysphoria that could result in sterilization for those under 18. It's unclear if the current legislation would ban puberty blockers, which don't affect fertility, hormone replacement therapies, which can, or mastectomies, which are rarely ever performed on minors. The bill will now head to President Joe Biden to be signed into law. Biden has previously pledged to veto any legislation that harms the LGBTQ plus community, but the NDAA is traditionally considered a must-pass bipartisan bill that typically becomes law without much opposition. That tradition has changed in recent years as House Republicans have inserted culture war items into the NDAA meant to combat wokeism in the military. Last year, Republicans tried to remove any gender affirming care coverage for trans troops, ban any book that has pornographic materials, and eliminate any offices overseeing diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts. All the anti-LGBTQ plus provisions were removed from last year's bill. This year, however, House Speaker Mike Johnson inserted the gender-affirming care provision into the NDAA, turning some congressional Democrats against it. Yesterday, Senator Baldwin debated alongside three other Democratic senators to get the provision removed. Baldwin also introduced an amendment to eliminate the provision. 20 other Democratic senators supported her amendment, but it failed to pass. If at first you don't succeed, try again. That adage has apparently been adopted by Pennsylvania's Republican state legislators as they enter the 2025-2026 legislative term. Earlier this month, Republicans in the state Senate released a legislative memo announcing plans to reintroduce a previously failed bill and seeking co-sponsors. The bill is titled the Save Women's Sports Act, which was originally introduced in the 2021-2022 session, when both houses were controlled by Republicans. The bill would have prohibited trans athletes from participating in female school sports. Unsurprisingly, the Republicans in Harrisburg passed the bill, but then Governor Tom Wolf, a Democrat, vetoed it. Notably, the current memo announcing the bill's prospective reintroduction was signed by the entire delegation of Republican women senators. The rationale given in the memo is a familiar one, right out of the GOP Culture Wars handbook. The memo says, in part, it's imperative that we protect the opportunity for female athletes to compete on the athletic field in a fair and equal manner. Allowing a biological male to compete on women's scholastic athletic team puts all women on the playing field at an automatic disadvantage. Philadelphia Democratic State Senator Nikhil Seval, an ally of the LGBTQ plus community, made his opinion of the impending reintroduction of the Save Women's Sports Act quite clear. In a statement to the Philadelphia Gay News, he said, all people have a right to feel safe and accepted in their communities, and all athletes, including transgender athletes, have a right to participate in athletic competition that is equitable and respectful to everyone. My constituents see the intention of this bill for what it is, an attempt to exclude and erase trans people from participation in public life. I'm committed to advocating for my constituents and for LGBTQ plus people throughout our Commonwealth to have the full rights and freedoms that all of us deserve. For more information about these stories, check out the PEP Radio page on the Pennsylvania Equality Project website, paequality.com. If you're watching this newscast in video form on YouTube, be sure to click the subscribe button to keep informed about LGBTQ plus news. Be sure to download the Live 365 app to take PEP Radio wherever you go. That's the news at this hour. Now back to more music on PEP Radio.